when you're genuinely happy, it's going to come out one way or the other, and it's going to come out in your way. And like Jay alluded to, it doesn't necessarily, if you're not an elaborate sort of person, it's probably not going to come out that way. Don't force it.
No, I'm a super romantic person. Yeah. I like all of those things, and I really kind of go overboard with stuff like that.
What's romance?
Exactly.
And some of us take a different approach.
Yes.
I feel that was directed towards me.
But whatever way you show love and support, your partners are going to know that. And if they don't know it, then you haven't communicated enough yet. When they see your support come out, because you are just as happy as they are.
In whatever way that is.
Yeah, you're just as happy as they are on date night. You go
out of your way to make sure that their date nights happen.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely, including rescheduling your own stuff, even if it's kind of important. You're so happy for them, you facilitate these things. You make sure that this happens because you know how important it is to these 2 people or 3 people or 27 people that are so important in your life.
Crow, 27? Is there something you're not telling us?
Do we need to communicate?
I don't know how to answer that.
So that's a yes then.
No, it isn't. I can't even imagine how you would work it with 27 people. I can't. To me, that's too many, but everybody does their poly different. And there's a whiskey vlog on YouTube that I enjoy with my best friend. They say something about that to combat snobbery, and that is, are you drinking this right? Are you drinking this wrong? Polyamory has the same kind of a feel sometimes, where people will say, well, you're not doing poly right, or you're doing it wrong, or this isn't going to work because, well, that's your experience. And basically what they said on the vlog was, whatever liquor you like to drink is your liquor, and the correct way to drink it is the way you enjoy it. And polyamory is the same way. However it is that's making your polycule happy, that's the thing to do. The way it's done that makes it work is the correct way to do it.
And sometimes your compersion is not going to be convenient. Sometimes you're going to have to go out of your way to be supportive and to be happy for them, or to nurture your partner and their partner's relationship. Just for example, sometimes we have a bad day. When you live in separate households, maybe Crow and X had something scheduled, but I had a super horrible day and really needed extra support. I just so happened to be with both of them, so the both of them coming over to help, or to just help me feel better, was easier. But even if you are single and I had just been Crow or with X, then allowing the space for them to be able to be there, and it doesn't have to be an all the time thing, but just a supportive nod in that direction, knowing that, this person really needs you, and extending what you would want extended to yourself as well.
And you want to watch yourself on that. It's good when your partners are willing to bend a little bit to fulfill your needs, or to fulfill a need even if it came up suddenly. But if you find that happens every day, you may want to reevaluate your particular priorities and what's going on with you. Because there's one thing to be the neediest person out of your polycule. That happens. Somebody's got to be. Somebody's going to be.
I'm not needy.
I'm not staring at you. I'm looking at this painting over here.
Oh, you're looking at the painting behind my head, is what you're saying, right?
But if you find that people are having to bend every day because you have sudden needs that came up, you want to take a serious look at yourself and the way you're handling things and what's going on with you.
There has to be a line.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be a constant reoccurrence.
Right.
That's another example of compersion, where just allowing the space for things to come up and being supportive of, there were times when I had to tell Zan, go, be with her, go, just go. Like, wouldn't you want someone to be there for you if this was going on?
Mm-hmm.
And, I basically booted him out the door. Go support your wife. And so, and he realized, after, and he's gotten kind of better about it.
Oh, yeah. Kind of. Lots.
Yeah.
Holy
cow.
He
really is awesome.
Yes, he is.
He held me almost the whole night the other night.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway.
The whole thing about polyamory is that we understand that none of our partners are perfect people. that people, by their very definition, are not only multifaceted, but they're finite.
I beg to differ.
Mm.
I am perfect.
Oh, because we had 3 issues just setting up for a recording, and I think it was Jay that solved each one of those. I'm just going to throw that out there. So I'm sure there is perfection in this group, but I just don't think it's focused on us, you and me, Dan.
Just gonna throw that out. I'm far from perfect.
No,
don't even.
Okay. So anyway, so yeah, there's going to be things that the whole benefit to having multiple partners is you're getting needs met that can't fully be addressed by one particular partner, but can on this side of this one. And it doesn't mean you love the first one less. It doesn't mean you love the second one more. It just means that now you're having multiple facets covered at the same time and a lot of overlap. Hopefully on your favorite facets that you need the most.
Yeah. And one thing you got to be careful about is mixing up NRE and compersion.
Oh, yes.
And then but you could also get the NRE. You can get compersion from NRE.
New relationship energy.
That's NRE, not NRE, the town.
There's a town called NRE?
There's several towns called NRE.
Really?
Yeah.
More you know. So, yeah, new relationship energy, the NRE, is whenever you get into a new relationship and you're excited, just happy, you have this new person to do things with and to enjoy your life with and all this other stuff. And
when new relationship energy is happening with your partner and your metamor, it can be difficult to have compersion for a consistent amount of time because you're seeing them go off the charts. They're walking on air, and it's not because of you.
Right.
So it can be difficult not to feel a bit jealous. It can be difficult not to be like, hey, I did that for you yesterday or 3 days ago or whatever, and that's not the expression you had on your face when it happened.
Right.
You can feel some kind of way about it. So it's important, as we can say in other episodes, to recognize new relationship energy for what it is.
Right.
But also, that's when you're seeing that in action, that's when your compersion skills are really being litmus tested. Litmus tested?
Litmus?
You
know what those things
really serious test. That's when you're hold on.
Real.
That's when your compersion skills are really put to the test because you're seeing all of this good go on. If you can really genuinely, not fake, not trying to, without actually putting effort toward it, you just feel joy. You just look at it and go, they are so beautiful together.
Yeah, look how beautiful this is.
Oh my God, my heart is swelling and I feel full and complete, and I'm just sitting here watching a rerun of one of my favorite shows while they are going off on date night, and they came home. Look at those smiles. Now they're going off into the bedroom. I still feel great. I don't feel left out. I don't feel ignored. I feel amazing. And when you can feel that, that's awesome. That's when you know you're feeling real, genuine compersion.
It's not to say that you're not going to be jealous while you're having compersion. It does happen. You can feel we are humans and we're complicated and our emotions go all over the place because just as they're experiencing highs and lows, you are also experiencing highs and lows. So you can feel little twinges of things as you're, a lot of times it's going to be natural to say, I wish I was out with them experiencing that, but it's up to you to make sure that those moments happen.
Yeah, because
what are you doing? What are you doing in your life with your partner to make sure you have those moments? A lot of times as we have more time under our belts with our partners, we give up doing the things that made us feel that way in the first place. And I think a lot of jealousy stems from being inactive in regards to preserving the things that meant the most to us when our relationship started. And so it's natural when you start seeing those things happen with another person to start missing those things about your relationship with them. And if that's the case, well, then that's a sign that you need to really work on those yourself and start making the effort to make sure that those things happen for you too.
Also, you need to identify the different types of jealousy, different types of compersion. Like there's a difference between jealousy and wistfulness. Like they looked like they had a great time, wish I had gone, as opposed to actually feeling like, oh my God, I can't believe they went without me.
Yeah, and it's also the fear of missing out. Like, oh, wow, they got to do that, and I missed out on it. And Yay.
When one of the partners is staying home all the time, taking care of the kids and cooking dinner and all of that, and the other partner gets to go out and do all of these wonderful things, and they come home with takeout and leftovers, and you're just kind of like, wow, I had, macaroni and cheese tonight, and I got to taxi the kids all around, and they got to go dancing and listen to music. You have to make sure that it's equal, and that will also kind of curve the jealousy factor.
So equal can be difficult, but it's not being equal is not necessarily unfair.
Right.
There's certain things that could be equal, certain things that, could be fair. And so you got to balance yourself. You got to balance your relationships. And as long as you have a good balance between what one person needs and the other person needs, and try to fulfill all that for them, I mean, it's trust me, it's doable. Yeah. As long as everybody is getting what they want out of the relationship.
Maybe the person staying at home is content to do that, but I'm sure there are times that they would maybe like a bubble bath and not to be bothered by the kids for an hour. Or, there are ways that you can make things happen for them so that they don't feel like their whole lives are just doing duties, that their life isn't dutiful.
I guess we could say it this way is, if your cup is full, start looking around for empty cups and try to fill those. Actively try to fill the empty cups that you see around you. And the only time you should be staring into somebody's cup is to make sure they have enough.
Yeah, make sure that they're getting what they need.
In any group of people, there's going to be somebody who is the happiest, and there's going to be somebody who is the most unhappy. And as long as the unhappiest person is still in the happy range, everything's going to be okay. There's going to be the most jealous, the least jealous. There's going to be the most needy and the least needy. Somebody doesn't need all that much to be happy. That's just the way they are. That's just themselves as a person. And somebody is going to be the most needy out of the group. It's okay as long as that most needy person is still able to have their needs met.
Are you saying people are different?
They are, and it's weird. But what it comes into is everybody getting their needs met? And like Zan alluded to before, it almost by nature can't be equal. Life is going to happen. Scheduling conflicts are going to happen, and you have to end up saying, okay, who can give, who's going to take, and is this going to come back around so that everybody's needs are getting met on the average? You don't have to calculate it out, but you have to consider it. Somebody's going to get less, but they can handle that, and they're perfectly happy with it.
Right.
And somebody's going to get more, and they can share from that position, and it'll work out. It's when people are not getting enough of their needs met for too long, and nobody addresses it, and especially not when they themselves, the person who's not getting their needs met, doesn't address it. That's when problems start happening.
Well, when you start feeling that way at all, it's a red flag that you need to start doing something differently. Either communicating your needs in a different way or doing something for yourself. If you're feeling a certain way about, that's what I was talking about before with the relationship aspect, and you're feeling like you wish you could do more of these things, then start doing more of those things. It's kind of that simple. You can make efforts to make it better. You can't just sit around with your thumb up your ass expecting things to change and, expecting everyone to read your mind and think, oh, maybe I should help Jay pull her thumb out of her ass. It's maybe they're thinking maybe Jay likes her thumb up her ass, and so.
But that leads into a wonderful way to combat jealousy, and that is when your partner is out and doing the thing that you would have liked to have gone and done yourself, but you're on your own, or you've got nothing to do for the rest of the evening. You are a multifaceted, variable, person with all these interests. Do one of them. You have time now, which is one of the many benefits of polyamory. We always talk about how crowded our schedule is, but that's the family as a whole. There'll be downtime for you, and in those moments, you can do whatever it is that you've been neglecting.
Right, and that's one thing I've done is whenever you guys are out or something like that, I was like, I'm going hiking. I'm going to ride a motorcycle. I am going to this. I'm video gaming it up, watching movies, watching horror movies, stuff like that. So it's one of those things where it comes in handy. And then, that's another compersion thing, is that Jay will actually say, hey, you got to do something you enjoy. Look how happy you are, and that was just me doing something by myself.
Yep. Well, we should want to be happy for others' happiness. I mean, if not, then you really need to take a look inside yourself and figure out why you're so miserable. Because if you can't be happy for